Barcelona remain top after their 9th victory from 10 games against Sevilla. Luka Modric, the oldest ever Real Madrid player, proves decisive against Celta Vigo with his assist. And Atletico Madrid managed to respond against Leganés with the help of a brace from Alexander Sørloth.
Here are the results from Week 10 in La Liga EA Sports. Some eye-catching matches. Athletic Club with that 4-1 victory against Espanyol. Real Sociedad, a much-needed win on the road at Girona. Real Madrid earned all 3 points at Balaidos. There was a come-from-behind victory for Atletico de Madrid at home to Leganés. They won 3-1. Barcelona at the top beat Sevilla by 5-1. And the Monday night game was a thriller at Mestalla. Las Palmas winning by 3-2. And all of that means that the standings look like this. The top 4 are Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid and Villarreal. Up to 5th and 6th it is Athletic Club and Mallorca, and in 7th place we have Real Betis. Valencia are bottom, and alongside them in the relegation zone it is Valladolid and Las Palmas. League leaders Barcelona beat Sevilla by 5-1. Before kickoff, the late Johan Neeskens was remembered. Gavi was back among the substitutes. Lamine Yamal was given his Player of the Month award for September. And Eric Garcia dropped out of the 11 at late notice. Ansu Fati came in for his first start of the season. Barcelona won a penalty when Peque fouled Rafinha, and their top scorer, the division's top scorer, Robert Lewandowski, stepped up to make it 1-0, scoring his 11th goal of the league campaign. Shortly afterwards, Barcelona added a second through Pedri. It was a fine finish from the 21-year-old, who hit his 3rd goal of the season beyond Nyland. Lewandowski went looking for his 2nd goal of the night and almost found it after a wonderful counter-attack from Barcelona. He did find it before half-time, turning home Rafinha's shot and checking to see if he was onside, which he was. So, with 38 minutes on the clock, Barcelona were 3 goals up and heading towards their 9th win of the season. That takes them on to 27 points, 3 ahead of Real Madrid, who they face next week. In the second half, Lamine Yamal very nearly scored an audacious goal with the outside of his boot. He then used the outside of his boot again to free Rafinha, who finished really well, but he was offside, and this goal did not count. It came just 4 minutes after the restart. Barcelona were dominant throughout the game. Fati very nearly scored his 1st goal of the season. His header was on target, but Nyland made the save. And then it was Dodi Lukebakio who put the ball in the net, but he was offside, so this effort with 17 minutes remaining didn't count. It was 3-0 at this stage still. And then substitute Pablo Torre made it 4 with the help of a deflection. Teed up by Jules Koundé, who was making his 100th appearance for Barcelona. And then a very special moment late on, after 11 months out injured, Gavi returned. He took the armband from Pedri and played the final few minutes. Barcelona almost went 5-0 up. Balde couldn't hit the target after Pau Victor had been denied. And then a wonderful long pass from Bade released Sevilla's 19-year-old substitute, Stanis Idumbo. And the Belgian scored a consolation goal, his first goal in La Liga. Really well taken to make it 4-1. There was still time for Pablo Torre to add another with this free kick, which eluded everybody. Íñigo Martínez tried to get a touch. The goalkeeper couldn't keep it out, and so Barcelona scored their fifth on a really positive night for the club. 2 from Lewandowski, 2 from Torre, and 1 from Pedri. It finished at the Olympic Stadium 5-1 to Football Club Barcelona.
Real Madrid extend their run without defeat to 42 games going into next week's Clásico, but they had to sweat for victory against Celta Vigo. Celta Vigo hadn't beaten Real Madrid in the league in 10 years. That obviously will now run to 11, but they gave everything. They were superb on the night. They were undone really by the brilliance of some of Real Madrid's individual players. Celta Vigo started the game well. Svedberg was in an offside position here, according to the linesman on the near side. Might have had to be looked at by the video-assisted referee. He missed the chance anyway. Teed up by Borja. Probably just the wrong side of Fran Garcia. That was the first of 2 chances for Svedberg. This is the second. Brilliant from Borja on the volley to tee him up. And he maybe has too long to think about it. And he has to beat Thibaut Courtois. And he can't do that. Courtois makes the save. So still 0-0. And always a chance that Real Madrid, once they start getting the chances, would take them. Valverde with a shot. Guaita making the save. This is the opening goal. Kylian Mbappe on 19 minutes. His 6th in La Liga, his 8th in all competitions. It's a mistake from Beltran. Camavinga intercepts it. It runs to Mbappe, and he puts it in the side of the net at such pace that Guaita has no chance. Another opportunity here. Vinicius heading wide. Vinicius again with a chance here. Look at Bellingham on the edge of the 6-yard box. Not happy at all that that wasn't played across the face of the goal. At the start of the second half, Bellingham himself had a chance, tracking that one past the far post. Real Madrid going in search of a second goal. They sensed they would need one, and they were right, because Celta were to score. It was Villiet Svedberg who got the goal, putting those first half misses behind him, getting on the end of Minguesa's cross. Minguesa played in by Bamba. Great move from the Celta front three. Brought the reward, and they were level. Bellingham does well here. Mbappe is just a fraction offside, so Vinicius' goal doesn't count. Stays at 1-1. And here comes the winning goal. It's Modric who's just come on into Vinicius, and under the dive of Guaita, Vinicius scores his 5th goal in La Liga this season, and that will be enough to win the game. But it was all about the brilliant pass from Modric, who'd just come on. It was 2nd or 3rd touch. Another chance here that Bamba can't send past Courtois. Stretching, gets enough on it to get the shot away, but Courtois makes the save. Minguesa on his weaker foot here, just over the top. And still time for one more big Celta chance. It's Duvicas who has it. The substitute sends it wide. And that was the last opportunity that Celta would have to take anything from the game. Always stretching. And he couldn't beat Thibaut Courtois. So that's the way it ended. Celta Vigo 1, Real Madrid 2.
Atletico de Madrid were looking to return to winning ways as they entertained a Leganés side that have never beaten them in the Spanish top flight. It would be the visitors to the newly renamed Riyadh Air Metropolitano who would take the lead, and take the lead in some style. Ivan Neu finding the back of the net with 33 minutes played, driving the ball into the top corner past Jan Oblak to make it Atleti 0, Leganés 1. The home side would look to try and create something before half-time. Angel Correa turning, Nastasic getting himself in the way. Marko Dimitrovic making the save. And then Rodrigo Riquelme would also warm the gloves of the visitors' keeper. It was in the second half where Atletico were able to raise their game. Angel Correa making his first start in La Liga of the season, prodding that one just wide. And then Simeone off the bench, picking out another substitute, Samu Lino at the far post. But it would be Lino himself who would make the connection with the woodwork as the ball went wide. Leganés were continuing to impress going forward and at the back. On that occasion, though, Miguel de la Fuente causing Axel Witsel to fall into Clement Longley. And it would be the number 15 who would have to be replaced by the fifth substitute for Atletico, José María Jiménez. Then Atletico would draw level. Axel Witsel looking to fire at Griezmann. The ball coming back to him. He then picked out Sorloth, who cleverly converted in the 68th minute to make it 1-1. Atletico pressed for a winning goal. On this occasion, Rodrigo de Paul, who came on in a flurry of substitutes, seeing his effort turned over the crossbar by Renato Tapia. Then Atletico would go in front for the first time in the game. Giuliano Simeone providing the ball into the near post. Antoine Griezmann sliding in to make it 2-1 to the home side. Rodrigo de Paul down the line. Simeone doing well to keep the pass in. Dimitrovic expecting just to gather. Griezmann, though, causing a surprise, sliding in, making enough contact to beat the keeper and put Los Colchoneros in front. They thought they'd scored a third when Lino found Sorloth, who clipped it past Dimitrovic. But Matija Nastasic cleared the ball off the line. The third goal would come, though, deep into second half injury time. Julian Alvarez not giving up. The second time of asking, prodding it through to Sorloth, who doubled his tally for the afternoon and made it 3-1 to guarantee the points for the home side. And that's how I finished at the Riyadh Air Metropolitano. Atletico de Madrid 3, Leganés 1.
Football Club Barcelona continued their winning ways, and they completed a rout against Sevilla on match day 10. Various players stood out for the Blaugrana, amongst them Pedri, who scored the best goal of the weekend. The move started with Rafinha recovering the ball. Lewandowski launched a run from Lamine Yamal. And after a quick pause, the cutback was made. Jules Koundé let it run, and Pedri finished off the move with a fantastic strike. It was the best goal of matchday 10. Pedri finding the top corner in Barca's victory. At the Estadio de la Cerámica, Villarreal hosted Getafe on matchday 10. Dani Parejo was paid tribute to for his 200th game with Villarreal. He was playing his 500th La Liga fixture in this one. It was Getafe who had first opportunity of the match. It was followed up by this header wide by way of the delivery in by Baena. Run from Getafe, saw the ball go into the box. It fell loose, was hit on the turn by Yildirim and went out. Really, Cardona should have buried this one from outside the 6-yard box, put too much underneath his strike, and flew over the crossbar. Another shot had to be saved by Soria, got a solid hand to the strike from Gueye. This one that fell in the box. Well, struck off target by Mauro Arambari. Deadlock was broken from an unlikely source. It was Santi Comesaña who hit powerfully after Tierno Barry had failed to get the shot out from under his feet. Comesaña scoring his first goal in La Liga this season. That was just on the stroke of half-time. Second half, Yildirim released one from under his feet. It was saved well by Conte. Second half substitute Rodriguez hit the post with his floating header. His bending effort at the other end was saved by David Soria. More chances abounded, and there were more saves to be made. David Soria getting down well to Mesguey. This one in the box, struck by Pedro Federico, was turned across the line on the follow-up by Adam Barry. He was in an offside position, though. Goal would not stand. Delivery in, met by Yildirim, had to be saved. He rose highest for the header. There was a moment of controversy as Yildirim went down inside the box. He stayed on the ground and almost forced VAR to have a look at the incident. Flailing hand from Raul Albiol led to a penalty. Taking it was Adam Barry's first La Liga spot kick. He blasted it with power and put Getafe back on terms. The final score at the Estadio de la Cerámica, Villarreal 1, Getafe 1.
Athletic Club got the Saturday session in La Liga match day 10 off in style when they blew away Espanyol in San Mamés, in the cathedral of Spanish football. They got off to the perfect start. A Nico Williams corner turned in by Danny Vivian for his second goal of the season. Nico Williams back in the starting 11 after injury and making the perfect entrance. Vivian sticking out a leg in front of his marker Kumbula, beating Espanyol goalkeeper Joan Garcia from close range. Nico continued to cause havoc here, turning inside his marker and firing in a low effort, saved by the Espanyol keeper. Chances were few and far between at the other end. Jofre was one of the few positives for Espanyol on the day, curling an effort wide of Aguirre Zabala's goal. And then Berenguer and Iñaki combined to produce a moment of magic in 27 minutes. Berenguer picking out a fine pass, Iñaki's control, taking him away from his markers, and in the end he couldn't miss in front of goal. Impossible for Joan Garcia, and it was 2-0. Just 2 minutes later, again Nico escaped Omar, fed Berenguer, who spotted Iñaki. And how about that for a finish? A scorcher past Joan Garcia, just 29 minutes gone, and it was 3-0 to the Lions. And Ernesto Valverde's side were unstoppable on the day. Nico again caught the eye, this time with the nutmeg of Kumbula. He turned Sergi Gomez inside out, and then on his weaker left foot, couldn't find the power in the shot to beat Joan Garcia, as Unai Simon looked on from the stands. And Manolo González looked very unhappy from his position in the dugout. He made the changes in the second half. Peramia was on. He got the first chance of the second half for the visitors, but headed tamely at Aguirre Zabala. And then the game was effectively put to bed as Berenguer turned into space, turned into the area, turned his markers. And after giving 2 assists for Iñaki, got on the score sheet himself. That was 4-0. It was 55 minutes gone. Espanyol then went looking for a consolation effort. Jofre went close. And then up at the other end, it was substitute Nico Serrano with a fine ball to Guruceta. Could only head it over the crossbar. And then the consolation effort did arrive. It was Álvaro Tejero's first goal for Espanyol. This free kick in stoppage time. Aguirre Zabala looking devastated to see his clean sheet disappear in stoppage time. Scant reward though for Espanyol and their travelling support. It was a good finish. It was much too little, much too late. And Espanyol's dreadful away form in 24-25 continues. Athletic Club, though, were rampant at home and look for a fifth late on. Pile-driving effort from Serrano. And that was the final chance of the game. Brilliant performance from Ernesto Valverde's side. They win heavily at San Mamés. Athletic Club 4, Espanyol 1.
La Liga action returned to El Sadar with Osasuna hosting Real Betis on match day 10. Betis had lost the Seville derby just before the international break. They got out in front in this one early doors. 6 minutes is all it took for Vitor Roque to score his second goal of the season in La Liga EA Sports. Osasuna had a great home record. They won their last 4 at El Sadar, and Fran Zaragoza tested Rui Silva with an early strike. Straight at the Portuguese goalkeeper. This was another opportunity, but out of play as Rose challenged for it. Couldn't find the angle from close range. So looking for an angle was Bellerin. Played to Vitor Roque. His back heel was cleared off the line by Catena. The follow-up from Fornals was sent wide. Bellerin had a go himself with this drive that Herrera got down to meet. Well, another ball slipped through, would be blocked. Ante Budimir was complaining that there was a handball from Llorente. It was very much a case of ball to hand. Nothing given there. Osasuna went down the other end at the midway point in the second half. Lucas Torro finishing off his first goal of the season for Osasuna. Side footing in at the back post, off the flick on. The score's level. Osasuna trying to go in front for the first time. It was too inviting for Aimar Rose. He went for goal and Rui Silva shut the door. It was Chimi Avila who scored what proved to be the winning goal for Real Betis, playing against his former club. He'd been roundly booed when he came on at the start of the second period. He was quickest to react after Herrera parried away Bartra's header. Smashed in by Avila. That was another chance for Chimi Avila. He tried a fancy back heel after breaking into the box. For the end, there was a reduction in numbers for Betis. They were reduced to 10 when Nathan was sent off for a rash challenge, having just come on as a substitute. But there was no change in the scoreline. The final result, Osasuna 1, Real Betis 2. Thibaut Courtois was again decisive for Real Madrid. He intervened when his team were already winning 2-1 to prevent Celta Vigo from equalising through Bamba. He was especially important in this action, just 7 minutes into play, which could have completely changed the match. A very fast counter-attack by the home side ended with Svedberg facing the goal alone. The Swede tried to get the ball inside the post, but Courtois made himself big to cover practically any space and ended up saving with his foot. Thibaut Courtois made it clear at Abanca Balaidos that he is in full form for next weekend's Clásico. He made the best save of matchday 10.
Vedat Murici's goal was enough to give his team all 3 points against Rayo Vallecano, keeping Mallorca on course for a European place. Dani Rodriguez was honoured before the game, 250 matches, and he would play a key role in the match, coming off the bench and providing the corner, which set up the only goal. They started really well, Mallorca. Navarro hitting the frame of the goal from Morichi's assist on the volley. This would have been one of the goals of the season. Morici getting on the end of a chance this time, heading down and into the ground and over the top of the crossbar from Mojica's cross. Mallorca dominated the game. They had the better chances, but they took a long time to finally convert one. At the other end, an opportunity for Rayo. Sergio Camello getting in the end of an Alvaro cross. Another chance there for Camello once more, but sending that one over the top from De Frutos' cross. More opportunities for Mallorca. This came right at the end of the first half. Navarro denied by Batalla. Maffeo's long throw, one in the air by Costa. And on the spin, the shot into the side netting. And they started the second half much as they'd ended the first half, on the attack with chances. Carlarin's shot saved by Batalla. Nicely teed up by Navarro. Carlarin with this cross. It comes out to Mojica. Mumin's block comes out to Dara there, and he screws the shot wide. But it did seem as if the goal was never going to come. Another opportunity here. This time it's Balien, and tipped brilliantly over the crossbar by Augusto Batalla. It was onside the central defender, but again the Rayo keeper could not be beaten. Dani Rodriguez replaces Carlarin, and it's his corner, which is headed in by Vedat Morici, all alone, just inside the 6-yard box. Second goal of the season in the league for Vedat Morici, and it's his 6th goal in 6 games against Rayo. He loves to play against them. He tends to score against them. And that goal would be enough to win the game. They did score again, but it didn't count. This is not the goal. This is a previous opportunity. Maffeo couldn't pick out Morici in the middle. And with a powerful cross shot, could only win a corner when Batalla saved. This is the goal that wasn't. Prats to Antonio Sanchez over the top of the goalkeeper. It's turned in the end by Valentin, and the Mallorca fans celebrate doubling their lead. But Dani Rodriguez was the wrong side of the last defender in the build-up, so it didn't count. But it didn't affect the result. A very impressive home performance and a win for Mallorca. Final score in San Mosh: Mallorca 1, Rayo Vallecano 0.
Matchday 10 in La Liga. EA Sports brought us the game between Girona and Real Sociedad at Montilivi. Both of these sides coming back from the international break, having gone undefeated in their previous 3 games before going on international duty. Ori Oskarsson for the visitors had the first chance of the matchup. A good ball in from the left-hand side. Sergio Gomez picking out the Iceland international, but the Real Sociedad number 9 could only play the ball wide of the goal after hitting it first time. John Toshak was in the stands, watching on, the former Real Madrid manager amongst others, enjoying this performance. Mikel Oyarzabal had the next chance of the game. This volley just going wide of the goal of Gazzaniga. He called the Argentinian shot stopper into action once again from a corner. his header on target down low. Gazzaniga taking no chances in parrying the ball away. Ori Oskarsson would go on to have yet another chance here as he was played in by Brais Mendez. Big tussle with Ladislav Krejci, and ultimately Ori Oskarsson would put the shot just wide of the post. Luckily Krejci did not give away a penalty there. It was David Lopez's turn next to have a clear chance, doing well to bring the ball down and hit it on the half volley. But the former Espanyol captain could only put the shot over the crossbar. Mikel Oyarzabal would again try to cause some trouble for Gazzaniga, but here his effort was, it's fair to say, a tame one. Not getting enough power on the shot. However, he would eventually put that right with just a couple of minutes left to play in the first half. Getting on the end of a sublime cross from the left from Ander Barrenechea, Mikel Oyarzabal would head home to score his first goal of this season. And it would actually turn out to be the match-winning goal as well. It's a lovely ball in. Gazzaniga can't really do too much from close range, but Yangel Herrera not tracking his man. Oyarzabal scoring. Images now of the second half. Brais Mendez with the first effort, a free kick from distance, forcing Gazzaniga into parrying the ball away for a corner. Obviously, with a number of injuries that Girona had coming into the game, it did mean that youngsters were in the matchday squad, and one of them actually made their debut in Min-Soo Kim, 18-year-old South Korean left winger from the Girona Academy, was handed his La Liga debut to try and help his side get back into the game. But it was actually Ladislav Krejci from a set piece and a header that had the next effort on target for the home side. Danjuma linked up very nicely with second half substitute Gabriel Misihoy, but the Villarreal loanee tried to go for glory himself rather than playing the ball across to Cristian Stuani, and he forced another save out of Remido. Girona kept on throwing men forward and playing more crosses into the box, trying to make it 1-1. Yangel Herrera was next up, but the Venezuelan international could only head the ball the wrong side of the woodwork. Girona actually coming into this game having never beaten Real Sociedad in the club's history in the top flight. 8 games before this encounter, and it would turn out to be 9 games as the final score at Montilivi was Girona 0, Real Sociedad 1. Match day 10 in La Liga. EA Sports kicked off with the game between Deportivo Alavés and Real Valladolid. Both sides coming into this one off the back of 3 consecutive defeats in their previous 3 games, but looking to have a reaction following the October international break. And there was an early goal just 5 minutes in. Tony Martinez capitalizing on a poor back pass from Mario Martin. Tony Martinez doing really well to pick out the bottom corner. His 3rd goal of the season, his first coming in the starting 11. His previous 2 had come from performances off the bench. But that really was a superb goal from Tony Martinez, beating Karl Hein from distance. The lead, though, was short-lived, as just minutes later, down at the other end, Anwar Tuami was brought down by the Alaves goalkeeper Antonio Sivera, and a penalty was given for the visitors. Up stepped Mamadou Silla, former Deportivo Alaves man himself, and it was a good penalty to beat Sivera, and he made it 1-1, arguably against the run of play. Valladolid, though, grew into the matchup following that penalty equaliser. Mario Martin looking to make up for his earlier mistake in the game, trying to make it 2-1, but he was denied by a good save from Sivera. Images now of the second 45, and similar to the first half, Deportivo Alavés put the ball into the back of the net early into the second half. Jon Guridi finished off the charts after a good ball across from Carlos Vicente, but the goal was reviewed by VAR as Vicente was just in an offside position. Therefore, the goal would be chalked off for offside. They scored 5 minutes into the first half, and they thought they'd scored 5 minutes into the second half, Deportivo Alavés, but it was ruled out. The main talking point of the game came here. Didn't look like much, but after a VAR check, there was a handball given against Jon Guridi, and therefore Real Valladolid were awarded a second penalty of the evening. Not much Jon Guridi could do there, but the referee gave the spot kick, which was taken by Selim Amala. His second goal of the season, but more importantly, he was giving Real Valladolid the lead for the first time on the evening. To make matters worse for those at Mendizorroza, their former frontman Mamadou Sylla would then set up Anwar to make it 3-1 on the counter-attack just a couple of minutes after the penalty. Anwar scoring his first goal of the season on his first start for Valladolid in the current campaign. Sylla would be named MVP of the match for picking up a goal and an assist against his former side. Alavés were able to pull one back in stoppage time. Second half substitute Quique Garcia with this wonderful strike, his third of the year. However, it wouldn't really be of too much value to him and his teammates, as it would end 3-2 at Mendizorroza. Still a goal for the highlight reel. A lovely finish from Quique Garcia. He would actually then see a red card in the final minute of the game for arguing with the referee. He had committed a foul, didn't agree with the decision, and he was booked, and he was then instantly shown a second yellow for arguing again with the referee. 3-2 is the final score, Mendizorroza, as Real Valladolid picked up their first points on the road away against Deportivo Alavés.
The final fixture of Week 10 in La Liga EA Sports was a spectacular game of football between Valencia and Las Palmas at Mestalla. José Luis Gaya was back from injury, and among the substitutes for the hosts, Diego Martinez took charge of his first match with Las Palmas, and the visitors very nearly conceded inside 30 seconds. Sergi Canos firing over the top. Valencia then won a penalty when Jose Campaña fouled Enzo Barrenechea in the box. Pepelu stepped up and converted the penalty after 13 minutes to put Valencia in front. In the opening half hour, it was the home team who were absolutely dominant. They very nearly went 2 goals up, but this brilliant save from Jasper Cillessen against his old club proved to be a key moment in the game, because thereafter Las Palmas improved. They tested Mamardashvili through Fabio Silva and were able to equalise just before half-time. Adnan Januzaj with the initial shot, which was parried straight to fullback Alex Munoz, who scored his second goal of the season, which made it 1-1. The second half, like the first, was absolutely riveting. Munoz very nearly scored his second goal of the game. He forced a sharp save from Mamardashvili. And then Las Palmas did take the lead. It was a fine goal, teed up by Campaña for Fabio Silva, who scored on 52 minutes his second goal of the season. Januzaj found Campaña, whose assist was absolutely brilliant. Question marks about the Valencia defence. So much room for Silva, who made it count. And so Valencia were trailing at home to the team in 20th position. Gaia came off the bench for his first appearance of the season, but shortly afterwards, Pepelu was sent off, and so Valencia were down to 10. Initially there was a foul on Gaia, a yellow for Cardona, but then the reaction of Pepelu saw him sent off, and Valencia came so close to making it 2-2 when Moleiro gifted possession to the hosts, but Sillessen and then substitute defender Herzog came to the rescue. This was a heart-stopping moment for Moleiro after his gift of a pass, and just a minute later he scored for Las Palmas to make it 3-1. 7 minutes remained at this stage. McBurney with the assist, Moleiro with his fourth goal of the season, and Las Palmas were on course for their first win since February. But there was more drama. In added time, centre-back Cesar Tárrega scored his first goal in La Liga, his first goal for Valencia, converting Gaia's cross, but Valencia couldn't find a late equaliser, and they slipped to the bottom of the table. Las Palmas win for the first time this season. What a start under Martinez. It finished Valencia 2, Las Palmas 3.
Athletic Club received the visit of Espanyol with the absence of Oyan Sanset. And Ernesto Valverde once again turned to Alex Berenguer, a player capable of playing in any of the attacking positions. Berenguer was without a doubt the most outstanding player in the win by Los Leones, directly participating in 3 of his team's 4 goals. First, putting this great ball into the area, which Iñaki Williams took advantage of. Just a couple of minutes later, history repeated itself. Another assist from the number 7, the double for the elder of the Williams siblings. In the second half, Berenguer appeared again, this time as a goal scorer. Beautiful solo move saw him leave Sergi Gomez on the ground and finish inside the post to score Athletic's 4th. He received a deserved ovation from San Mamés. Alex Berenguer was the best player of matchday 10.
Let's look again at the results from matchday 10. It all began with Valladolid winning 3-2 away in Vitoria. Betis earned all 3 points in Pamplona. Real Madrid won on the road at Balaidos. Atletico Madrid had to come from behind to beat Leganés 3-1. Mallorca with that 1-0 triumph against Rayo. The league leaders Barcelona beat Sevilla 5-1. And matchday 10 closed with Las Palmas gaining their first win of the season, a 3-2 triumph at Mestalla. And after 10 rounds of fixtures, the table looks like this. Barcelona are top, Real Madrid are second, Atletico Madrid are third, and Villarreal are 4th. Athletic Club climb to 5th, Mallorca are up to 6th, and Betis move into 7th position. In the bottom half of the table, as you can see, Valencia are 20th. They have 6 points, the same number of points as Las Palmas, who are 19th, and then Real Valladolid are in 18th place on 8 points. And when you look at the fixtures in match day 11, it is hard not to see the Saturday night game. Real Madrid against Barcelona, El Clásico. That is unmissable, but there are plenty of other spectacular fixtures. Among them, Espanyol hosting Sevilla, Betis on Sunday welcome Atlético de Madrid, Real Sociedad play at home to Osasuna, And match day 11 closes with Mallorca against Athletic Club.